Hi, Kyle Shoveldayoff here again, Area B candidate Shawnigan Lake, CVRD. And this video is to update you on the situation with RVs, park models, and tiny homes. I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. I've been meeting with people. I've been talking with some directors. I've even submitted a proposal last week. So I submitted a proposal to the board to have a motion to pause all evictions on RVs, park models, and tiny homes unless there's a safety concern or hazard that can't be remedied until there is a committee made or until the election is done in October so that we can address the issue properly. I've talked with them. I've probably gone to the CVRD and had 3 or 4 speeches on this now, and it seems to fall on deaf ears. There seems to be some interest from the directors on the side, but yet I don't see movement. So last week I put forward a proposal with evidence supporting the reason for it, and that is because other districts are already working on this. They're already addressing it. Nanaimo Regional District last year, in writing, has said that because of the housing crisis, that we need to look at a way to allow RVs, park models, and tiny homes to be year-round dwellings. And this year they created, well, I think there's a 2-part. They created a bylaw 500, I think it's now bylaw 2500, where they're going to create a new bylaw after researching this and finding a way to implement this so that we can have this as affordable homes. Duh, makes sense, doesn't it? And so here, for some reason, the CVRD, they seem to be ignoring this. And there's also precedents in other ways. If you're building a home, you can live in an RV or park model for up to 12 months, which I would guarantee has lasted longer than that because how many homes are built on time? So if precedent has been set, and there's a couple other examples too, if precedent has been set that we can live in these year round, which just for full transparency, and it's just it's behind the scenes information, but the big issue is that these units are CSA approved and these CSA designations are tied to the building code. And so they keep going, oh, it's a building code issue. Oh, it's because they're CSA approved and that's the building department. To me, that's garbage. Okay, these old rules that were in place were done back when there was not a housing crisis, there was not a mental health crisis, there was no COVID that threw everyone in disarray and shaked up their lives in different ways. We need to look at the situation that's going on right now, and it's been admitted by a recent bylaw officer at the CVRD, one of the hearings, where he said, in his opinion, over 1,000 people, and some say over a couple thousand, people are living in RVs, park models, and tiny homes across the Cowichan Valley. So just stop and look at that for a second. As an area director, if I was area director, which I almost consider myself acting director right now because, to be honest, I don't see the current director in this area doing anything in this capacity. So if I was director, how would I look at this? I would meet the people where they're at. I would look at my community and I'd want to know, how are you living? What is my community? Well, if you've got thousands of people living this way, that is your community. These people aren't bums and just living in their RVs and hiding. I know many people, you might be looking at one, that lives this way. And this needs to stop. This is ridiculous. This is an affordable way to live. It's a way for people to save up money. It's a way for people to finally buy land. And instead, what are they doing? And this will be my next video, is they're pushing things like Bill 25, which was Bill 44. And I'll explain that one in a minute. What they're trying to do is push us into the cities. Now, I don't know if it is a true 15-minute city agenda. I don't know what it is, but there is definitely terminology on provincial and federal levels that tries to push us into these urban containment areas that they have designated good for more density. And I'll talk about that in the next video. But what I want people to know right now is that the current plan, from the information I'm privy to, is my proposal has been submitted, and likely on the 24th is going to be the date that we can talk about it. It'll be on the agenda. And we need another pitchfork event. We need a full house. We need the waiting room full. We need people outside. And I invite you not to be fearful around, well, if we allow this to happen, you know, we're going to have RVs and park models everywhere. That's not the case. There will be stipulations. What we need to do, and regulations, what we need to do is allow people to be free right now and not have the psychological stress of what's going on. As a psychologist, I can tell you that people that live this way are constantly living in fear. I've talked to many people They sometimes don't want to have people over because they're scared someone's going to find out where they live because everything's complaint generated. And the whole system, it's just garbage. And for people that don't understand, it's because they don't live this way. And for people that do live that way, you know how stressful it is. You're not wanting bylaw officers to know where you are. You're scared about inspections or your neighbor complaining or something else that could take away your whole way of life. And then what? I've often said in my speeches to the CVRD, for some people, one step down from an RV is a tent. And for many people, one step up from a tent might be an RV. And I'm sure there's many, and I know many of them, the farmers, those homesteaders that have big properties that would love to have a woofer on their land to assist. And these people could then help with the densification by having RVs and park models and tiny homes on their properties, have some extra income. Anyways, I won't go too deep into how beneficial it is. What I want to do with this video is stress that on the 24th is going to be the meeting. And part of the reason this is so urgent is because there's another YouTube channel, I'll link it below, where someone named Ashley and some other people, and she's okay if I mention her name, are in a situation where there was a mental health check done on a property in Shawnigan Lake. The RCMP went there. There was some issues with 2 of the cabins that were there, and then there's also RVs and tiny homes that were there. So there's 5 units in total. And basically what happened was the mental health check led to RCMP calling Bylaw. Bylaw came, saw there was too many RVs and park models and tiny homes, and evicted everyone. Sorry, I'm sweating. It's like plus 35 out today. And the reason for this is because of the zoning rules. It's not because, septic wasn't right or there wasn't enough power. It's just because of zoning rules. And these zoning rules are outdated. They do not meet the people where they're at. And if you look at the mandates of what the directors are supposed to do, they're supposed to represent community needs, which isn't being done. So I invite everyone, I'll do more updates on this. I invite everyone to get their pitchforks ready. I don't know, bring out your lawn chairs. Maybe that looks more RV park model-ish. Come out, make some signs. Let's pack the house on the 24th. Let's show them that enough is enough. This is a method of affordable housing. It's not for everyone, but it is for many. And if it was allowed and there was some regulations around it, I don't know if it needs to be temporary use permits like TUPs or what it needs to be, but there's a way for us to strategize this, make it legal, make it safe, and allow people to not have this psychological stress, because dis-ease leads to disease. We know this. So anyways, I'll give more updates on this. I'll give some more videos as more information comes forward. Please watch the website, kyleforchange.com, and Facebook, Kyle for Change, as I'm hosting some in-person meetings. I'm going to be inviting some other candidates too, and some other people to really just get together, share information, get us all on the same page. This is a community thing. This isn't polarized. I want the best people to win, whoever that might be. If I run to the end and don't make it, that's okay, because it means somebody better than me is getting in. But I think right now we've got to step up as a community. We need to find out what's going on. And RVs, park models, and tiny homes, they're critical right now. We've got the momentum. Let's pack the house on the 24th and watch for updates. Please comment in here if any of this resonates with you. I want to hear your feedback. That's where I'm getting most of the feedback from, so I can add more information in future videos and do more investigative work. And I'll also be putting up some more videos around me and my background so that people understand why I'm good at this kind of stuff, why I could be a good candidate, and why I'm running. So I'll give you some more videos on that when time is available. For now, wait for the next video, which is going to be on Bill 25.